Welcome to a new episode of Celluloid and Scotch, and also happy spooky season, everyone. I am Dan, and joined by Carlito, my co-host. And to start off spooky season, I decided to go with a fan film of Friday the 13th that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. We watched the Ghost Cut, which is a cut together of the three things the company has released, which is Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and then there was a music video called Disappear. I was in on the crowdfunding for both of these, and so to talk a little bit about, there's been no Friday the 13th movie since 2009. There is a bitter legal battle that has been going on for a long time between the producer and the writer. And so basically nothing can be put out. Womp Stomp had come out and made this fan film that they funded. And I have to say, like, for a fan film, the production is very good. It starts out with a nice little drone shot at the beginning. It's a little bit of Blair Witch with the POV camera and everything. A little bit of found footage. And again, this is a cut together one, so it kind of blends together. You're kind of I guess we'll say a Friday the 13th virgin. Also, salute.
Oh, sort of. Yeah, salute.
Glenfiddich, 14 year.
Oof. McAllen, 12-year double cast.
Ooh, that's got a bite.
That was my gateway to Scotch, by the way.
McAllen was mine too.
Man,
I had a friend who was into Scotch, and I bought him a bottle, and we sat down and drank it one night, and I was like, "Ooh, that's got a bite."
Yeah, as a bourbon fan too, like this one switching over to try it your first time, like you expect Scotch to be smoky, and this is a unpeated, so it's nice.
The Glenlivet also has it's not smoky, it's more fruity than anything.
Yeah.
No real harsh aftertaste either. So as a Friday the 13th virgin, knowing nothing going into this, did it fill in enough blanks for you? I know I sent you the kill count stuff to kind of explain some of this stuff from Dead Meat.
I did. Honestly, I appreciate you sending that. I didn't even check it out because I mean, I pretty much got the gist of it. So there were a couple things I probably missed as far as Easter eggs, little things here and there. But I figured like the whole numbers thing with hanging down and stuff, like I kind of got all that stuff and whatnot. But yeah, thanks, Brandon. But yeah, man, like I was surprised. I actually enjoyed myself.
It's a very well put together fan film.
Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize it'd been that long since Friday the 13th movie, but
and I know
then again, I haven't seen it. So.
People are quick to point out, well, it had a high budget because of the crowdfunding, but I mean, it's well shot. Like,
yeah, it's well done.
Surprisingly well shot.
And the last one was well acted too. Like,
yes,
very well acted.
Also, the fact that there's a lot of Easter eggs in this that as a newbie you wouldn't recognize, but they were actors from part 3, part 6, a lot of them. Hey, Inja Binja, nice seeing you. I don't think you've ever been in our chats before. It's good having you here. Thank you for coming on and watching. Yeah, so Thom Mathews, who was also in Return of the Living Dead, also played Tommy Jarvis in part 6, was in this. We also had Sheriff Rick Cologne, who was in part 6 as well, just much younger. He's Mr. Yabang. You get kind of a conspiracy theory going on in Never Hike in the Snow, which was the second part after the music video, which had that opening shot with just the overhead shot of the kid running in the yellow jacket.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was well done, and just like the dread that the kid's getting running.
Yeah, and for a fan film too, I thought the music was pretty dead on, at least in the second half for sure, and in the first one I thought it was good too. So
very much so, and there's the weird tie together. Part 2 I thought had a little bit more action. The Never Hike in the Snow had a little bit more action than Never Hike Alone.
Yeah.
They just announced they're starting crowdfunding for their feature-length movie. Never Hike Alone Part 2.
Sweet.
Yeah. Wow, everybody's out in here tonight. I guess
I
people
like the
love-
background, by the way.
Oh yeah. As
Awesome.
part of the crowdfunding, they sent large screen
Sweet.
screen pictures. Nice. This also for Never Hike in the Snow. This they filmed during lockdown and had tremendous production problems. So it took a year for them to get it out to people, which also kind of pissed people off. Hello, Marcy. Nice to see you.
There's a lot of people here tonight.
Marcy, I know in real life. Friend from close by. She usually listens to our shows and everything while she is at work. She's off tonight. I got her into Dune.
Nice.
Which, so do you have interest now in watching all of the Friday the 13th? Because I know there's on some of the streaming networks right now. I think Hulu's got most of them on there. Yeah,
I mean, I've had interest for the last few years. It's just I haven't got around to it. And then also, so like growing up, I got caught up in the camps. So I was not a Jason fan. I was more of a Michael Myers.
That's me.
So
I appreciate it.
And it wasn't like intentional, really. Now I look back, but I stuck to my camp and kind of was on Michael's side and whatnot. But yeah, man, like honestly, I feel like especially after Never Hike in the Snow. Isn't that what it's called? Yeah.
It's Never Hike in the Snow was the second part with the kid missing, and then Never Hike Alone was the third part of the ghost cut, which they took all three things and tied it together into the ghost cut.
So which one was the one with the YouTuber guy?
That one was that was Never Hike Alone.
Okay.
Which was actually the first movie that came out.
Okay. So after like that one was obviously my favorite part of the ghost cut, but yeah, like I feel like almost I might be let down with some of the franchise ones after that one, but
honestly, after part 6, they were all lacking to me, except for weirdly the Michael Bay reboot.
Really? You're not the first person that I've heard say that, actually.
And only because the way they portrayed Jason in it was more of a survivalist. We had traps set up and all these tunnels.
Oh.
And apparently Michael Bay got so pissed off during the premiere because there was too much titties. He walked out.
Wait, he got mad about that?
Yes, he walked out because there was too much titties.
Anyway, so I didn't mean to get you off track there, but yeah.
There's a huge legend about that, about him getting so pissed off and walking out of the premiere.
No kidding.
Which I find fascinating because, like, the Transformers movies was just objectifying Megan Fox, and he's like, I don't know about this. Too much titty. I gotta go. But Derek Mears was amazing as Jason in that movie, and he by far was the highlight. I mean, even the guy from Supernatural couldn't put that movie down. Yeah, so Never Hike in the Snow is basically about a child. Basically, in the beginning, we find out Jason finds him and murders him, and Jason also can't stand car alarm horns because he fucks that car up. So the police come, Thom Mathews shows up and he knows what's going on. Like, he even vandalizes a cop's car. The sheriff is hiding shit from the town, like making these fake press conferences, press releases. Like, basically it's like, we're going to leave this motherfucker alone. Like, stay the fuck out of there. We get to the point, like, the sheriff shows up at the mother's house to tell her that her son's missing, but they found the car. And he's getting a little creepy. He wants to go in the room and look, and then sees the stuff on, like, the map of where he was going, and he's like, fuck. And another sheriff shows up, and he finds Jason praying to his mother's head's altar. And Jason fucks him up and blows his head off. And then it ends. Like, it's such a jarring ending, except that you see a commercial about a hiker named Kyle McLeod And then it segues, I think it's 3 months later, it goes into Never Hike Alone. And Never Hike Alone has that whole Blair Witch vibe a little bit with this guy is a vlogger about hiking. And like he's even editing his videos as he's going with like action music as he's hiking and running through the hills. He's also cutting a commercial at one point for a product. He's like, this is a piece of shit. Like he's an interesting character, and basically you're only dealing with him most of the movie. So it's kind of a cool, like, you really get to know the character and what he's about. And we get to a point where it says no trespassing, and he's like, woof, you know, I could turn back, but that's going to be a long way. But if I go past here, at the corner of your eye, you start seeing Jason pop out. And he starts being alerted to something, he turns, Jason's gone. They call this Jason the Ghost Jason. Also, fun fact, the director is playing Jason in this.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's a very tall man, and then split time with a stunt man.
Wasn't he like an Italian dude or something?
Vincent DiSanti.
Yeah, that's right. Or I don't know, it could be French or I don't know, something like that.
He's very Italian. I listened to him and looked at him. You can tell he's Italian. I don't mean to, say everybody's Italian, but he definitely vibes me as Italian.
I don't think anybody here is going to get offended.
No.
Well, I don't know about the chat, but
so he ends up finding what he realizes now is Camp Crystal Lake, and it's the old I don't even know what to call it. Like there's
lodge.
It's almost like a lodge or a barn. Yeah. There's something called a door to nowhere up top, which we'll get to. But all around, you're seeing these little tags hanging. The dead meat kill count, they reveal all those tags. Slavishly were put there where people died in the original movie from 1980.
That's what I figured.
So kind of cool, and the dead meat kill count showed actually all the kills there from the original movie and cut them into so they could show you where they were.
That's awesome.
And it's creepy. He like finds a dead rat. Is it a skunk?
Oh, I couldn't really tell.
It was a skunk or some big animal, and he uses that shitty shovel to like catapult it out.
Yeah.
And he's kind of going around searching this lodge, and he finds the door to nowhere, and starts creeping around. Finds Pamela Voorhees' head sitting there, and he's backing up, and he basically gets Terry Tate off this linebacker out that door to nowhere. And Jason's just like very casually like, all right, what weapon do? Oh, machete. And he goes down to it. And it's kind of cool because this is one of those only movies I've seen where the person actually like decides they're going to get into a fucking fist fight boxing match, like literally fights back. And this Jason, the ghost Jason, he's kind of supernatural, but you don't really know what you're dealing with yet. Right. Other than he's kind of disfigured, his skin's off-colored.
I really, I liked the aspect that he was going to try to fight him. I like that. Because, I mean, it's easy to get into everybody's running away.
He's a survivalist, too, so, like, he can handle his shit. And basically, like, this movie, it's just Jason and this dude dealing with one another almost the whole time. This Never Hike Alone's an hour long, while Never Hike in the Snow was 20 minutes long.
Yeah. Okay.
The whole thing altogether is an hour and a half. But it ties together nicely. But this dude gets fucked up fighting Jason. Like, Jason knows the woods, cuts him open. He's like, he does the Blair Witch thing where he's like, I love you, Mom and Dad. Like, I got to get my medical kit that's in my bag back at the lodge.
Yeah.
So he sneaks back in. And I hate doing synopsis shit like that, but there's so much going on in this movie, even though it's only two people interacting. And the cat and mouse game going on between them is kind of astounding. And after he gets the medical kit, we have the real throwdown in the dark, where he grabs the axe, Jason has the machete. They both hit each other at the same time. And he's stabbed in the gut. Jason takes an axe right in the fucking chest. And they're just both down.
No, it was like in his neck, wasn't it?
Or it was in his neck.
There's collarbone, like
they're both on
wedging
the ground.
his collarbone.
looking at this gaping wound in his side. He's pulling the machete out, and he gets up, and Jason pulls the axe out and starts getting it. Goes, "Oh, fuck this," and runs.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, that's where my head would be.
Yep.
Like, I think that's the most realistic thing you could ever have
yeah.
of, like, you know what? I fucking hit him with a bunch of Rocky Balboas. I hit him with an axe. Fuck this. I'm gone. And then we have the dream scene where, and the girl who, this was her first special effects credit. First makeup special effects. The dream, he jumps out of the lake and crushes Kyle's head and smashes it and grapes it. Pretty impressive. But it's a dream.
Right.
But they have the splatter effect on Jason's mask, which I thought was kind of interesting. And wakes up in the oh my god. He wakes up at the EMTs. And he's having dreams. He's hallucinating that Jason's chasing him. One of the characters named Axel is a throwback to Friday the 13th 4 with one of the morgue attendants who was a complete perv. There's little shout outs like that. And the ambulance stops, and Tommy, who's Tommy Jarvis from part 4 and 6 and 5, gets out, and he's like, "Oh, motherfucker." And they start fighting outside. You hear it, and the EMTs inside are like, "What is going on?" And they walk out, and they're slaughtered, basically. And Jason's going after Kyle, and then Tommy manages to get back in the truck and take off with it. He goes, "Remember me, maggot head?" Just runs off. Jason's just walking down the road like, "Well, all right, I guess that's what I'm doing now."
Yeah, dude. Can I just say, the way they cut when Jason was swinging the machete and the vlogger was wielding the axe, and it gave the impression that, oh, fuck, he's dead. I can cuss on here.
Yeah.
So like, oh, shit, he's dead. But then it pulls back, and then it shows Jason also. That was fucking well done. I love that, because at first I'm like, oh man, it's doing the typical movie trope where Jason got him first, and he's going to be dead, but it didn't do that. So I like that.
Yeah, like I said, this was surprisingly well shot, because I hate the thing where I'm just like, yeah, it's a fan film. I know I'm going to be disappointed. These people, Womp Stomp, should be doing the real movies, or at least writing them.
Should, man.
It's a completely different vibe. And even when Jason's walking, they do heavy footsteps, almost like it's Jurassic Park. You expect almost a cup of water to start jiggling.
John, I don't know if this movie is on your palate, buddy. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it's free on YouTube. The link is in the description. And honestly, give it a watch. The Ghost Cut is all three of them together. And I feel it's pasted together as an anthology rather nicely with little filler in between.
Yeah. I will say the first 30 minutes of it I thought were a little slow. But then it picked up tremendously, and it went by quick. So, and I understand, they got to lay a little bit of groundwork and stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, the first 30 minutes were basically the second crowdfunding, the Never Hike in the Snow. The last hour was all of this one, which they actually made VHS tapes as part of the crowdfunding.
I didn't know they had Blu-rays. That's awesome. Was it just for the crowdfunders, or?
Yes. They are making them available again to people to buy nice. As part of the crowdfunding for. They're actually putting out a Ghost Cut Blu-ray.
Sweet.
Later this month they start crowdfunding for that, so if you want to be in it, I'll let you in, because it's basically going to start the crowdfunding for the feature-length movie for Never Hike Alone Part 2.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was really impressed with how well it was made and done, and if they don't make any more of this, I almost think they should maybe start as an independent studio and start making their own original horror content. It was that good. So
I think that it's getting to that point. There was a weird legal motion that happened this week.
I'm sure.
Where Victor Miller, the writer of Friday the 13th, won. his part of the litigation. So it's a weird thing. So Victor Miller, the writer, owns the Friday the 13th name and Pamela Voorhees and everything he wrote.
Right.
Sean Cunningham, the producer, owns Jason. So it's a weird fucked out thing of like, all right, so
it's like Mutants with Fox and
Sean Cunningham could put out stuff saying Jason with Jason, but he can't have Friday the 13th in the title. Can't use Pamela Voorhees without paying. So it's a weird middle ground, and like honestly, there's too much money on the table to fucking leave this shit sitting out there.
Yeah, there is, man. There definitely is.
And also for any of the college football fans, say that Oklahoma-Texas game was fucking insane.
And also for any of the college football fans today, that Iowa-Penn State game is fucking insane. Go Hawks.
Just wanted to put that out there. I just kept seeing the weird shit at the end of the game. I was like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, I kept hearing people talking about it. I didn't get to watch it, but
so yeah, like again, this is all free on YouTube. You can watch them individually. You can watch the Ghost Cut. I put the link to the Ghost Cut below. I think you should watch it just to see something different, because I think this is a better handling of the property than the people who actually own the property have done.
I agree, but I haven't really seen it, so I can't say for sure.
It's a roller coaster. It really is. Like, you'll go from, okay, this is interesting, this is a Halloween ripoff, to, okay, now it's this other thing. 2 and 3 almost have the same script. Part 4 was awesome, and it's always going to be the best part of it. 6 was basically Scream before Scream, where they just start goofing on the whole genre in general. 7 was when they're like, hey, let's throw a psychic girl in there and have Carrie versus Jason. 8, okay. Jason goes to Manhattan, but he actually never goes to Manhattan. He goes to Vancouver. 3/4 of the movie happens on a fucking boat.
Is that the one at the end where Freddy reaches up and...
That's Jason Goes to Hell. That's Jason Goes to Hell.
To Hell, okay.
Yes, and then Jason X. It's a horrible movie, but it's amusing as
space,
fuck to watch. Right? Yes. And Jason versus Freddy, I was completely entertained by.
I was gonna say that's the only one I've seen of a Jason film, and I fucking love that movie. So
it was amusing as fuck to watch.
It was fun to experience in the theater too when it came out. I'll tell you.
I never got to see it in the theater, unfortunately.
Oh, shoot, man. It was fun.
Scream is out this coming weekend for the 25th anniversary in theaters. I am contemplating going.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Which the fact that it's 25 years is insane thinking about that.
That is crazy.
And also the 4K Blu-ray, the 4K Steelbook and regular edition come out this week as well. And I'm still waiting for the rest of my Halloween 4K Shout Factory set to show up.
Yeah, are they sold out? Because I thought last time I looked, I couldn't. It was like back ordered or something.
On Amazon, they're way behind, but you can walk into Best Buy and buy them all today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I don't know, man. Best Buy, have you seen their selection lately? They have like hardly anything anymore.
At least what they say. They say they have it, and they've had it for a week.
Probably. Well, I guess Florida, imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But oh god. Yeah, Gambit. Jason X with the sleeping bags against the tree is one of the best fucking parts of that movie, which was aping apart from part 7, which the MPAA cut completely because it was too violent against women.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that movie, like, there's so much stuff that never got to be aired because they were like, we're gonna make this an X movie.
So are we going to talk about a couple of the kills or no?
Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead, man.
No, like, I just, at any point, I'm not going to have to do it right now.
Oh, no. Like, if there's kills you want to talk about, let's talk about it, man.
Dude, that, and Never Hike Alone, or no, Never Hike in the Snow. The one with the axe to his face, his mouth. Like, that was just.
The tongue is hanging out of the mouth. And, like, when you see the axe going at him, I thought for sure it was going to hit him in the neck. Jason keeps the body for company and brings it to his cabin. like it's fucked out, but you just see this kid's face.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a mannequin, but there's an axe lodged in it still with the mouth hanging down and the tongue just.
I like how the top half is still frozen, even though there's like candles and shit behind him that I think he'd thaw out a little bit, maybe not.
So the other thing is, there was only 2 kills in each movie.
Were there only 2?
Yes.
Oh, that's because in the last one, the guy just gets beat the hell up a lot. But it seems like it's pretty brutal. He gets beat pretty bad.
Yeah, he's near death.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if, like, in Never Hike Alone 2, it's going to be him coming back, like, wanting revenge.
The kid?
Yeah, no. The vlogger.
Hiker.
Yeah. Jason goes. Yes, Jason turned into an Asian child at the end. What? I never understood. Yes, like it's toxic waste of New York turns Jason into a young child who looked Asian and never made sense. Yeah, like the shit got weird after certain point. Yeah, so because there wasn't many kills in this, and some of them happened off screen.
God, that's just amazing. It seemed like there were more than 2.
But the violence is like up to 11 in the fights, especially in Alone. But sure. It's slow. It's slow building up, but I think that's to build the tension of like when shit finally goes crazy. But they used nice like crane shots. The drone shot at the opening of him driving.
Oh, yeah.
It was reminiscent of The Shining.
A little bit.
A little bit. I mean, differently done. Like, I'm not going to compare anybody to Kubrick or Kubrick.
No, but I mean, I think there was some stuff that you could take away that was similar to it. So.
And I didn't get the exact budget numbers, but the fact they were able to pull some of this shit off with the money they raised is kind of incredible.
Yeah, anytime. I mean, I love fan stuff, but like anytime someone recommends a film or something to watch or whatever, like I'm always a little hesitant just because not that everybody's not going to be trying their darndest to make an awesome movie, but that you just know that the production value might not be there on a lot of them, But
yeah, like
this one didn't. I didn't feel that with these. So
no, like they were very creative with what they had to work with.
Yeah. And
I would almost compare it to the original Halloween, where it was $300,000 they were given to do the original Halloween. Yeah, like it was.
Oh, okay, yeah, the original Halloween.
The original Halloween, like it was done on the cheap. And
I mean, it's John Carpenter, but
they managed to pull off those shots, and they said most of the money went into that Steadicam that they used to get all those long tracking shots. And Donald Pleasance got $30,000.
That's it. Damn.
John Carpenter only made $10,000 scoring it and directing it.
Well, he owned a piece of it.
He owned a piece of it.
Yeah.
So. He still swears they owe him $10 million.
I wouldn't doubt that.
It probably, and I'm sure those contracts, like you make a fucking like B movie, basically, like none of them thought that movie was gonna blow up, and then all of a sudden be like, oh shit.
How much did Jamie Lee get for that?
Minimum.
Damn.
Yeah, like I mean that was her first movie. She had only been in Columbo before that. So basically, would you recommend this to someone to watch? I mean, it's free, so it's hard not to recommend it.
Yeah, so as a movie fanatic and as a horror lover, absolutely on both counts, I would recommend this for someone to watch. For just a general movie audience, I don't know. I'm kind of out of touch with the general movie audience, but yeah, for sure for like people like us and horror lovers, yeah, absolutely, you should watch this. So.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend it. If you like slasher films, and if you're a Jason fan, I'm sure everybody who's watched Friday the 13th already knows about this because, I mean, the horror community, when it came out, everybody's like, hey, this fan film came out, and it's actually good.
I wonder if JoJo's seen it because she's a huge Friday the 13th fan, too.
She might have heard about it, at least. I mean, it's free on YouTube. Just put in Never Hike Alone. You'll find it. Or just look at the link below. Also, what did you think of the news of Nolan leaving Warner Brothers?
I mean, I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but it's kind of shocking. And then he's already got his new movie idea. He's already like casting people.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks because I kind of like that partnership, but at the same time, I know he was fed up with how they kind of ran things with Tenet, and then also some other things that were going direct to HBO Max. And
I don't think there was a win for Warner Brothers either way they handled it.
No, I don't. This is the one time where I'm not too hard on Warner Brothers.
Like they've done a lot of shitty stuff, but I'm like, it's lose-lose. Like if they put it out in theaters with a 30-day window,
yep,
they still lose.
Yeah, and then it got delayed like I think 3 or 4 times. So I totally understand where Nolan's coming from too. Honestly, I think it was just one of those things where I think he should have his own freaking company at this point. But that's just my opinion. But
Dune, like, I'm curious because Bond did pretty good money.
Have you seen that? Or?
I didn't see it yet, but it did fairly good money, at least post-pandemic good money.
Yeah.
And they're saying it was a very good send-off.
Yeah, I've 2 friends that one of them I trust his opinion, and the other one he kind of likes everything, so I'm not sure yet. But they both liked it. So
Daniel Craig's been one of my favorite Bonds.
One of my least favorites.
So
I'm in the minority though. I know that. I
love
cool.
Casino Royale.
That is his best.
I thought it was fucking well
Absolutely.
done. The second one, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I love Gemma Arterton.
Wasn't that Quantum of Solace, I think?
Yes.
Or Solace.
Quantum of Solace. The third one, pretty good.
Is that Skyfall?
Yeah.
John knows this, total Dark Knight ripoff, man. The whole plot. Stolen from the Dark Knight.
The one with Christoph Waltz. I love Christoph Waltz, but I just didn't dig him in
Spectre?
Spectre.
I love Spectre. See, this is what worries me because the guy who said he liked this one, we've been opposites on all the Daniel Craig films. So I feel, besides Casino Royale, so I feel I'm not going to like it because he likes it. And we've been opposite on every one. So, I hope not. I want to enjoy it. So,
but everything worked perfectly in Casino Royale because Daniel Craig fit that role perfectly at the time. And then you had Eva Green, who was just fantastic.
Eva Green.
And Mads Mikkelsen he's great. He's a great villain.
Phenomenal, man. Talk about a guy I didn't see coming. Like
underrated.
Like the Hannibal series, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. And I checked it out and I'm like, I was addicted like almost immediately. He's so good in that.
And then weird enough, he was in that Clive Owen King Arthur movie. Playing one of the knights. He's fucking great in that too.
I bet he is.
I don't know if he's a star, but he's a damn good character actor.
For sure.
But,
absolutely.
Who's your favorite Bond? I'm sure you're going to say Connery.
No.
Oh, really?
So I had this discussion the other night with John through Instagram. You must not have seen my Instagram story.
I might not
have. Account I follow. Actually, I don't even remember. It's not a friend. It's just an account I follow. And I rarely post stuff on my story, but when I do, I try to make it pretty either a fire controversial post or kind of poignant,
Fire guy Ryan?
No, like kind of like a hot take, or a poignant post, something that's deep or something. But so he the account posted the top their bonds ranked or whatever, and they had the last one through the first one all the same guy. So it was all the best 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, the same guy, and it's my favorite Bond, and it's Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan was great. Timothy Dalton, not so much.
Yeah, and I didn't mind Dalton. By far my least favorite's Lazenby, and not that he was bad. I just
He got a
like
bad movie.
like I told John, and the movie's not even that bad. I just thought he was boring as fuck. Like I just
Roger
couldn't
Moore
get
is what
into
I
him.
grew up with.
Who's that?
Roger Moore is who I grew up
I
with.
like Roger Moore. I like them all, and like I will say,
he was the pure camp.
I can, yeah, and that's not my favorite type of Bond, but I can enjoy it. But like I told John, I conceded like the quintessential Bond is Sean Connery. There's no question in my mind, but that doesn't mean he's my favorite. And Pierce is definitely my favorite, and that's who I grew up with. You know, GoldenEye was like, I still remember when I saw that, and like he jumped off the dam, and I'm just like, man, I was hooked like right from the freaking beginning. So
for next week, what movie are we doing? I'm going to see Halloween Kills Thursday night. So nice. I know I'm going to end up doing
anything yet.
I know I'm going to end up doing a Halloween Kills stream
for sure. Like, and I will watch it. Well, if it's spoilers, I probably won't. But.
Well, no. Like, are we going to do that next week, or do you want to do another movie? Because it's going to be on Peacock, $10.
I don't want to sign up for another streaming service.
Like I said,
that movie might make me at least try it for like a month.
I'm going to see it Thursday night, and I'm probably going to end up doing a stream on it one way or another. But so
I get it, man. Don't hold back because I'm not seeing it.
Do we want to do something different? So I know we've joked around about doing Seven or Zodiac.
Oh, dude, I've been itching to watch Zodiac again. It's been since it came out that I've seen it.
Not really a horror movie, but I feel it falls under the category. And
I mean, I think Serial Killers falls under Halloween, like horror category.
I've been wanting to scratch kind of that Fincher itch lately.
So I kind of want to. Well, I don't know.
Or pick another movie. Like I'm kind of like bouncing around like things that we could do. Because
I was kind of thinking like of a creepy psychological one, but
have you ever watched Frailty?
Dude, yeah, that's one of my like personal favorite. I don't know if I'd call it horror.
It kind of is though. It's a psychological because it's kind of a murder. It is. It's a whodunit.
That movie blew my mind when I first saw it, I love it.
It's the first movie I was like, man, maybe Matthew McConaughey doesn't suck.
Yeah, and I mean, you gotta love Bill Paxton. Good Lord.
Bill Paxton is okay. So like, I'm gonna go on a rant here. Bill Paxton is such a fucking underrated character actor and just actor in general. If you haven't seen Near Dark by Catherine Bigelow, he is a fucking lunatic vampire in that fucking movie. Like a rockabilly Western vampire. He's fucking incredible in that movie. You have Twister that came out with him, Frailty.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god,
I don't.
It's got Lance Henriksen in it.
She did that movie about Bin Laden, though, right?
Yeah, Zero Dark 30.
Yeah, Zero Dark
30. Point Break.
Damn, Near Dark. I'm gonna put that on my list because I may have seen that, but
Point Break might be a movie we need to do at some point.
Point Break, yeah.
It's got every lunatic in it. Gary Busey.
Hey, Keanu's not a lunatic, though.
No, but just the people around him. Patrick Swayze is the main villain as Bodhi. That's one of those movies, like, I love it, but I don't know if I love it because it's so bad or because it's so fun.
Probably a little bit of both.
It's a little ridiculous. I feel like John and Bearded will like break this down one day.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of another movie we could do. I know this is really entertaining for everybody as we break this down, unless like we make a.
So we're done with the movie already.
So like straight up, I'm gonna say I'm an 8 out of 10 on it. I think there is a lot to like. Again, you said there are some slow parts that you kind of got to trudge through.
Well, I mean, that was the never hike in the
Like in the
snow, right?
snow. It's trying to build the tension,
Right.
and sometimes it does it clumsily, and I get that. And again, these are people finding their way, making their first
Yeah.
movies.
No, I'm not knocking it because I just said.
Oh no, just in general for people
Yeah.
in the audience, whatever audience we have, like I there's shots in here that are very impressive. Then there are shots that I feel are kind of clumsily done, and I feel as they go on, they're going to keep learning. It's not easy. It's not fucking easy at all. And I've heard, I forget what director said it. The two hardest genres to film are horror and comedy because they all depend on timing.
I believe that. I really believe that.
And I think that's also why people like Hitchcock, they knew how to work suspense to just a masterful level. Even though they were crappy people. John Carpenter knows how to use the score.
Yeah, everything.
The pacing. Yes, Vampires is a fucking horrible movie. I'll be the first person to say that. James Woods is fucking horrible in that movie. Somehow it's entertaining. Ghost of Mars, terrible. Kind of entertaining.
So I don't screw it up and get it wrong. What was the name of this production company again? Womp Stomp?
Womp Stomp Films.
So the best thing I can say about Womp Stomp Films and this film is I enjoyed this more than the last 3 A24 horror films. So that's the best compliment I can give him.
Speaking of A24, I watched Green Knight finally.
Oh, I want to watch that.
It was good.
Cool. Do I need to read the poem or whatever first? Or?
No.
Okay.
I honestly think that would hurt.
Because I heard some rumblings from people who have read everything. They're like,
I enjoyed going in blind into it.
Okay.
And Dev Patel, I've been saying this a lot, he's kind of underrated. Like, I feel like he could be in a lot more, and I don't think he's used enough, but I thought he was very impressive in this role.
Wasn't he in that movie that won an Oscar, I think with Nicole Kidman, maybe?
There was Slumdog Millionaire, and then he was in the Life of Pi.
Life of Pi. God dang, I thought there was another one there.
He might have been. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I usually, like, when I see Nicole Kidman's in a movie, avoid it.
I could see that. I mean, I don't know. She's probably an acquired taste, I would say.
Also in weird news today, I know we talked about it one of the last streams. Dredd. Olivia Thirlby, who played Judge Anderson, came out and said she'd be willing to come back as long as Alex Garland was involved.
Oh, sweet.
So,
speaking of underrated, Alex Garland. Just say
that. So where I'm gonna go weird on is, did you like Annihilation, or did it confuse you to no fucking end?
So a little bit of both. To be honest, I ended up buying it because it was on sale 4K on Amazon, and I was like, I was in a good mood, and I was like, you know what? I want to own that, and I want to revisit that because I saw it in the theater, and I kind of came out half bewildered but half loving it. But the best thing, which is my favorite part about movies like this, and I talk to John about it all the time and you about it, is I love movies that keep me thinking.
Oh, 100%.
When I'm far away from the theater, I'm working or driving or doing everyday shit, and I'm sitting there thinking, I wonder if this and this, and I wonder if she did this, and then like I keep going back in circles and think I love that. So yeah,
Inception to me is that movie I still think about.
I made up my mind on that one, so I don't think about it too much.
Every now and again, I'll watch it and I'll start thinking about something else. Like, I'll see something else. I'm like, okay, is that a clue? Is that not a clue? Like, where are we at with this? Because why are they intentionally bringing up this?
Nolan doesn't do anything unintentional either. Every little thing is intentional. So.
And then how much popped out to us after watching The Prestige last run around with John?
Oh my god, I need to find that on Blu-ray, and it's like on moratorium or some shit. And now that he's leaving Warner Brothers, it probably won't get printed again for another.
No, they will. They'll make their last gasp at money.
You think they will?
Or they'll put out a Nolan box set.
I hope so.
Which I'd be fine with. Like, if you gave me Inception, Prestige, and even Dunkirk in one box set, I'd be good.
I still think they should do a remastering of Tenet and do it in either 7.1 or like some sort of different. I mean, the 5.1 master audio just is not. It doesn't live up to it doesn't live up to what it's meant to sound like, in my opinion. So
if we didn't want to do Zodiac, I have another alternate pick. Grindhouse.
I mean, I suppose I could sit through that.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm weirdly on Frailty. Like, that's one I never covered on this channel.
Really? I figured.
No, I never did a review on it. I've talked about it, but I've never like dug into it, because I mean, most of the time you talk about Matthew McConaughey and everybody's already checked the fuck out except for True Detective.
Right.
Where to me, Bill Paxton is so fucking scary as that dad in that movie. He's such a believer.
Yeah, man. That's such a powerful. Weirdly saying this makes me kind of chuckle inside, but it is a powerful psychological thriller.
Well, like Zodiac was in the news lately.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and apparently the FBI is refocusing on the case now because of that. So,
7 was one I thought about.
I would love to revisit 7 again. It's been too long. What's up, Chaos?
Hey, what's up, Chris? Nice.
So is it Inya Binya or is it
Inja Binja, or it could be Inya Binya. We follow each other on.
I want to lean with the former, but it could be the latter. I don't know.
So 7, I think it's technically horror. And then we find out later Kevin Spacey had a whole other fucking life going on. So
that's pretty horrific. But
like again. Oh, we have a vote.
7, Marcy. That seems like. I mean, I'm definitely down.
We could get John and Bearded on for this.
Could we though? I think they're too big. I don't know if they'd want to.
Oh no, they wanted to do a crossover. I know we were talking about.
Really? Well, yeah, I know they said that, but I think they're just being nice to us. I'm calling them out right now if they're even still around.
Well, Bearded's never over here except every now and again. But John stops in for, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, he likes to do the stop and high and then bye.
The Dune.
I agree, Marcy. I agree.
The Dune live stream is going to happen the release weekend.
Okay.
Jen is already committed to that.
I still need to watch the 80s one. I haven't been able to watch it yet. And like I said, I told you in the chat, like I want to go back and like watch you and Jen's show and like do my own commentary kind of thing going along with it. That'd be cool, I think.
Yeah, like boy, that is a weird movie, but it's David Lynch, so you kind of expect.
John said he loves it. So
John never said a word to me about that.
I don't know if he was just yanking my chain to get me to watch it or what.
Psychological thriller counts as horror. Okay.
And see, I'm gonna be honest. Like typically, which I think maybe not. I'm not a big slasher guy. I prefer the psychological stuff.
I haven't watched 7 since probably when it came out on VHS.
Ooh, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So
I had the VHS, the DVD, and the Blu-ray. I don't know if it's on 4K. If it is, I need to get it on 4K.
I believe it is. It's weird because like it was one of those movies, and I know I've talked about this. There's movies you see once, and you're pretty good with seeing it because everything's been laid out in front of you.
Right.
But I don't know if Fincher's one of those guys that like I go back and find more kind of going on in the background.
I think, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's probably been 6 years since I watched the Blu-ray, so.
But Zodiac still fucking compels me just because Jake Gyllenhaal basically has OCD. Robert Downey Jr. is a recovering drunk. Like it's interesting. Also, it has one of the greatest opening scenes with them playing hurdy-gurdy with the first murder. Got the hurdy-gurdy man.
I forgot all about that.
I'm always game to talk about Halloween 3.
Dude, I'll just save it in case we talk about it. I'll save it.
Yeah, there's certain movies. I know we said we're going to do this weekly. That's why I'm kind of bouncing around.
So I will just throw this teaser out there. Halloween 3 was the only one I hadn't seen for I don't know, up until 5 or 6 years ago because it didn't have Michael Myers in it. So I was like, yeah, I'll skip that one.
Never should have been called Halloween.
I wish I hadn't skipped it. That's all I'm going to say.
Never should have been called Halloween.
Right.
If they just called it Season of the Witch and put it out by itself, it would be a fucking classic.
Hell yeah.
And listen, Tom Atkins, that dude is all about drinking, whoring, and busting ass. That dude, I wish he was my father. I watched the In Search of Darkness documentary. Part 2, Tom Atkins is in it. He's like, yeah, I was doing Creepshow and I can't believe I'm blanking out on his name. Jesus Christ. Stephen King walks up to him and he had just smacked his son, Joe Hill, in the scene. He goes, hey, I wanted to ask you something. He's expecting to say something about him smacking his son. He goes, what was it like kissing Jamie Lee Curtis in The Fog? That's the shit he was being asked.
Oh, God.
I recommend Tom Atkins in Night of the Creeps. You can look it up on YouTube and see the best hits. He is awesome. He is also an alcoholic in that movie.
Night of the Creeps.
And My Bloody Valentine 3D. Also, he's in that drinking.
Imagine that.
The guy's a hero. So normally we bring a movie to talk about which each of us bring. I totally forgot to mention it to you this time, but I brought one just in case. And it's an interesting one. And talking about Parent Trap was a psychological thriller. Oh, thank you, Chris.
Poor Mike. What's up, Poor Mike?
Who did the fan film Friday the 13th on YouTube? That was Womp Stomp Films, the one we're talking about. There are several. There's one that just came out called Jason Rising. There's also another one called 13 Fanboy that is out there. One of the guys from Womp Stomp even put out their own Halloween fan film called The Spirit of Halloween.
Oh, yeah, that came up on my recommendations after I watched.
Didn't love it, but there's another one called Halloween Inferno that actually takes place congruent to Halloween 2018 that I really liked. It was pretty well done. Also, Halloween 2018. I'm still there's so many people in the community that hate that movie.
Was it the zombie one?
No. The David Gordon Green one, the most recent one before Halloween Kills.
Oh.
There's a lot of people that
I've liked all of them except for the Rob Zombie ones.
So. Listen, I like Busta Rhymes fucking roundhouse kicking Michael Myers because it was funny. I can find good parts, but boy, the Rob Zombie one, it's like, I need white trash up in here. And then just have the worst fucking stepfather you could ever have in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
But Malcolm McDowell, I enjoyed his Loomis.
That was an excellent take, for sure. I mean, it's Malcolm McDowell.
There was a script that went around called by the people who made The Collector and The Collection called Halloween Returns, where Loomis was going to be played by Gary Oldman. And I was like, fuck, Gary Oldman would be perfect.
I could definitely see that, man.
Like his Commissioner Gordon, except just a little bit more unhinged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my pick for it, I stayed with horror, and this is actually more of a psychological thriller almost.
Yes.
The Dead Zone.
Ooh.
Christopher fucking Walken.
I don't think I've ever seen that one either, damn it. On
It
the
has
list.
Tom Skerritt, Anthony Zerbia, Martin Sheen playing the prospective president.
Go figure.
Christopher Walken gets put into a coma and wakes up with psychic abilities. He touches people, he can see their future. And Christopher Walken's the fuck out of this movie. Your daughter, she's gonna die. A car crash. Oh no. Oh wow. Like, it's Stephen King, but like, it's so well done. David Cronenberg directed this. Shout Factory put out a Blu-ray recently. I bought it because Shout Factory does a really great job with what they put out, and especially extras. So go check it out. And it's based off the Stephen King novella, which wasn't an entire book. But
oh, really? I was going to say that.
A meal out of this motherfucker.
That plot sounds like it could make a hell of a book. But
the Dead Zone TV series on USA did have Anthony Michael Hall, who is now in Halloween Kills playing little Tommy Lindsay Wallace, Tommy. Fuck, I can't remember the last name. But anyway, he played Tommy in. He's playing the older version of Tommy in the new movie.
Really?
Yes.
He was also in The Dark Knight.
Was Anthony Michael Hall in The Dark Knight?
Yes, he was that reporter that got kidnapped.
Oh, shit.
I mean, it's a small bit role, but yeah.
No, I didn't even know that. It's just
man.
like the character actor who was playing Polka Dot Man was in The Dark Knight as just the crazy guy out of Arkham.
Yep. The one that had Rachel on his name tag.
Yeah, Anthony Michael Hall, actually, he carved this weird career after he ended between TV and these little niche roles. And Dead Zone ran on USA for, I think, 4 seasons.
Really?
Yeah, like it actually.
I vaguely remember. Was that like early 2000s, maybe?
Earlier
Earlier than that?
90s?
90s?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, but Anthony Michael Hall went to the Skinny Geek to kind of like a svelte, like, dad body.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get older, man. You pack on a little bit of svelteness.
So we now in agreement 7?
Yeah, 7.
Okay. I'm good with that. Actually, like, I haven't addressed it in a while, and I've wanted to talk about Fincher, and Morgan Freeman, as much as Brad Pitt's a main character, like, Morgan Freeman is the heart of this fucking movie.
Understated goodness in that movie, man.
Very much so. Okay, so 7, we're doing it. And I don't know if there's a 4K, but I will get it before it comes, before here, at least the Steelbook.
I can try to go grab a pick real quick if you want to do some talking for like a minute.
You don't need to grab a pick. We're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Yeah, the tablet changes. You can't fight it. You're damn right.
The funny thing is mine's never changed, so I've been fighting it my whole life. But, well, not all my life, but most of my life. Yeah, 7's a creepy movie, man. I still remember the first time I saw it. I was like, what in the fuck? But,
so, my question is Fight Club 7. What's your... It's usually between those two of, like, what's your favorite Fincher movie?
7. Not even a question for me.
I love the creepiness of 7. Like, Fight Club had its own unique place to hit, and I felt it mainly hit frat boys.
You know what? I kind of got that vibe too. Yeah. And, I mean, we're going to talk about it in depth a lot more, obviously, but like 7, man, that was the first ending of a movie where I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, holy shit, dude. I won't get into it more, but like I
there's a
usually
couple
am
of
pretty
movies.
good about predicting and like seeing where stuff's going, but like I was like, oh shit,
There's a couple of movies where the guessing game comes into play, and like John Carpenter's The Thing was one of them where you don't know what the end is. It's like Inception. You kind of make your own ending and kind of figure it out from there. And I learned to respect that over the years. And I think that's a great artistic choice to go with. Seven also had its own interesting ending where you're kind of like guessing. Because there's a whole lot of lines to fill in of what went on. All I know is you're going to hear, what's in the box? What's in the box, man?
What's in the box?
There's a couple other horror movies where there's been ambivalent endings. Halloween 3. That does the ending of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
We might need to talk about Halloween 3. Fuck.
Dude, I've got a whole list of psychological mind effing movies I could probably pull out that I love.
But Frailty, like, again, that's up there with... I feel that's an underrated movie people haven't watched.
I wouldn't call it underrated, but I definitely think it's underwatched and under
the radar.
Under the radar. That's a perfect way to describe that one. Because everybody's like, usually when you bring it up to most general people, they're like, what? I've never heard of that. And then they watch it and they're like, dude, that was so good. So, yeah.
Wasn't 3 the weird one without Michael? Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
It was about a Irishman who made masks and stole Stonehenge. It was witchcraft in the digital age. And weirdly, it's not a bad movie. Just no Michael.
Yeah. Which is weird because I think for most of my life I heard from Michael fans how bad it sucked. And so I was like, all right, I'll never watch it. And then when I think it might have been John Schnepp or maybe even Perry Nemiroff was talking about it.
Perry talked about it constantly.
And it was like, oh, yeah, it's not bad. It's just different, and it should have been called something else, and da-da-da. And so I was like, all right, you know what? I'm bored one night. I was like, I'll watch it. It's October, and this was only a few years ago, and I was like, holy crap. This is actually pretty fun,
And with it being another year out, I need to say John Schnepp is a loss from the fucking community in general. Like,
oh, man.
That dude championed comic books,
Shout Factory,
horror movies. Just he was one of the best.
I'm gonna pour one out for him for sure.
Salute you, sir.
Because I am out, so I need.
And also, if you haven't watched The Death of Superman Lives, the documentary, go ahead and check it out. It was his heart and soul in that documentary, and to see Nicolas Cage in the Superman suit.
Think about what that could have been. God damn.
And like, I know we talk like fanboys, but John Schnepp, honestly, on Twitter, he was one of those dudes who answered anything and everything you would ask.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, he was totally active.
Like, he went off on Henry Cavill's Superman quite a bit. Henry Cavill, after he died, even came out and made a post saying, I didn't agree with everything you thought, but you were always honest and fair with me.
Yeah.
It's something that, like, that dude is missed in the community hardcore. And Perry Nemiroff is probably my next person. And she is just such an energetic champion of what she loves.
Yeah. And I don't always agree with Perry, but like, oddly enough, like I kind of vaguely know her, and she knows what I like and what I tweet and what I'm interested in. And out of like all the recommendations for all these years that she's given me, there's only been one film that I didn't like that she recommended. So out of like probably
there's one with her
30 at least.
There's one that I really hated that she liked.
What was it?
What was yours?
Nope, you first.
Okay, she loved Hereditary like no tomorrow. She also loved It Follows.
Oh, so Hereditary was definitely the one for me, and then It Follows. I love that movie. I love the score. I love everything about it.
Oh no, I love the score. I just thought it was overblown by the time I saw it, and I think
Probably
that
was.
really. Also the Babadook. I fucking wanted to murder that kid.
You didn't like the Babadook?
I fucking hated it. I wanted to fucking drown.
Oh my
that kid.
god, I love that movie. I wanted to kill the kid in like the first half hour, but after that, I got over it.
Funny enough, poor Mike. Halloween 4 is what really brought me back hardcore because I was at that age and Halloween 4 came out and it was back to basics.
That was like, was that late 80s?
The 88? The mask sucked.
Yeah.
But Danielle Harris being a kid being chased by Michael was a different thing. And I thought she was great for a child actress. And like it just it was back to basics. It was back to basics for part 1.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked everything about it, and it creeped me out. Like the whole fact the power and phones going out in the name.
Yeah.
And Donald Pleasance is fucking drunk and unhinged.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that version of Donald Pleasance, man. So, yeah, what the hell? Why is everybody hating on Babadook?
But I will say it was one of those movies that were overhyped. Like weirdly, there's a second generation now where people love Jennifer's Body.
Dude, I've seen more stuff about that. Is it like an anniversary or something?
It is.
I've seen so much stuff this year about it, and I've never seen it. It's been on my list. There's just so much I gotta watch. Even if I don't like it, I still want to watch it just because of all the hubbub. But so I will say that talking about the power going out and stuff, that Michael and whatnot. This is one tangent I have to go on. I wasn't going to, but I've had a little bit of scotch, so I'm going to do it anyway. I think the best slasher out of Freddy, Jason, and Michael, especially with today's technology and everything, Freddy is the only one that can still stand. Because Michael and Jason, as much as I love Michael, with all the technology and all the cell phones and all the whatnot, like, it doesn't play as well as it used to in the 80s and 90s. It's not that it can't be done. It's just, it's harder to pull off with that. Whereas Freddy, he's a dream master, dude. He gets in your freaking dreams, and there's nothing, in my opinion, scarier than that. But I'll leave it at that.
7 doesn't have a lot of editions out right now. I'm kind of surprised.
Does it?
No. Blu-ray was the last one.
Yeah, I know it's not on it's not on 4K yet, is it?
Not that I can find on Amazon, at least.
Jennifer's Body a few weeks ago and was disappointed. Really? So I got to bring it up because I saw it touched on Twitter, of course, where everything is thrown out there. But having not seen it, I don't know, so I'm going to throw that to you. But I saw that, so like there's half of an audience that hates Jennifer's Body, and we'll call that the woke culture half because of something and that has to do with the movie or something. And then there's the other half that really loves it. So I don't know.
The people that love Megan Fox is what I get out of it.
They love it or hate it?
They love it because of Megan Fox.
Because of Megan Fox?
Jennifer's Body, like, I hate Diablo Cody, the way she writes dialogue. I fucking can't stand it. Like, it's what killed, what was that movie with Michael Cera with the girl gets pregnant?
Oh, God, it's by Diablo Cody?
Yes.
So I mean, there's an audience for that, but yeah, I'm kind of in your camp of not a huge fan of that dialogue.
Like, I like the concept of it, but I hate the dialogue.
Juno, that's what it was.
Juno.
Thank you, Marcy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that dialogue. So,
well, the good news is that Hulu has 7 on there right now.
I've got the Blu-ray, so I'm good. But everybody else go on Hulu. You don't have the Blu-ray? You got the VHS, right?
I have DVD, but like I'm like, you know what? It's time to upgrade. And I love extras. Extras and commentary I will watch and listen to. And I don't know how many people do that, but
I do occasionally.
Big Trouble in Little China, which eventually we will do and get Shamaro on because he's such a fucking huge fan of it.
And I've never seen it. So that's another one on my list.
It has one of the best commentary tracks I've ever heard.
Sweet.
I can't promise, but I'm pretty sure that John Carpenter and Kurt Russell got high before they started or were drinking.
Oh, I have no doubts in my mind about that.
It's so bluntly honest.
At the very least, drinking.
Because John Carpenter's talking about how his career was basically over after the thing, and he had to do Starman because how bad the thing did.
Dude, I love Starman.
And Kurt Russell goes, listen, every movie I do is a cult classic after I do it.
He's not wrong.
No, and he was like, the most money I ever made was Overboard.
So I had a childhood friend that used to watch that movie literally every day when she would get up in the morning. And I'm like, wow, like I finally watched it and I'm like, okay, it's all right, but like I can't see watching this every day. Oh man, that's some love right there. She really loves it. So
well, Captain Ron was a fun movie. It was bad, but it was fun.
Marcy's got to come on here sometime. Does she like movies and stuff or what?
I recommend a lot of stuff to her. Her and I we see each other every now and again.
Cool. Have you seen Brian Laundrie there in Florida lately or no?
No, I have not. I believe he's in the swamp.
I believe he's out of the freaking country, but that's just my opinion.
Oh no, they know exactly where he's at, and they're like, we think he's gonna die in there.
I think if they knew where he was at, they would have pulled him into custody, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, there's parts of Florida you just don't want to even walk into.
But I mean, the FBI, they're not afraid of nothing. They'll go anywhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly the X-Files. Did you have any movie you wanted to recommend?
Well, I said I would go grab one quick. It like literally a minute. You can talk for like a minute, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
All
right. So, I'm on since I recommended The Dead Zone by Stephen King, I will also recommend, weirdly, a Corey Haim movie from Stephen King with Gary Busey, and that would be Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet is a werewolf movie with a priest that becomes a werewolf. I know, kind of weird. Corey Haim's not annoying because he's not hooked on drugs. He's not with Corey Feldman yet. It's an interesting movie. Gary Busey's not completely cuckoo bananas by now. That one is a very good one. And I also, Christine. John Carpenter filmed it. Well done. Possessed car. I love the movie. And I'm not a complete Stephen King fanboy, but I thought this one was well done. I am a John Carpenter fanboy, though, so you might want to discount it a little bit.
You done talking already?
I'm done with my vamping. I recommended 2 other Stephen King movies.
Oh, nice. I just kind of grabbed the first one in my horror section that caught my eye that I think is underwatched and underappreciated. It is a remake, which kind of controversial, but The Crazies with Timothy Olyphant
wasn't bad.
I love it, dude. I'm kind of a Timothy Olyphant fanboy, speaking of fanboys, but
I loved him in Justified.
Dude, Justified is the best TV show besides The Sopranos and The X-Files.
Did you watch, speaking of Sopranos, did you watch The Many Saints of Newark?
I did.
Which side of the fence are you on that?
I'm on the 9 out of 10 side. That's where I'm at. Which sounds like you choked up a little bit on that. So
I was surprised. No, I was surprised people came so heavy down on it.
I get it, but I kind of half expected it. I think, and I'm not judging anybody, but I personally am of the opinion that a lot of people went into it thinking that his son was going to be more of the focus as far as future Tony or whatever. So I think they were kind of let down by the fact that it was kind of a side role.
He kind of has to be, though, because there's
Right,
always got to be someone bigger.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, he's a kid back then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dickie made who he was as we knew him on The Sopranos, but that couldn't have happened without showing what Dickie was. So, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I loved it, man. I'm a huge David Chase fanboy, though. So
I am too, and I'm a huge Wire fan, and I don't think I would be doing justice without talking about how Omar from The Wire passed away recently.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched The Wire, the best first season of a show I've watched in a long time.
A really good first season.
Second season, yeah. Third season, really fucking good.
True story. I could not get through the second season, so I stopped.
Michael K. Williams as Omar is one of the most interesting characters you'll ever see. He is a gay hood hustler.
Was he in the first season a little bit? Tiny bit?
He was in a lot.
Okay.
Midway through. Because that's when they start where he'd like start whistling and coming in with the shotgun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
Omar coming.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic, man. To me, though, he's always going to be chalky white. Always. Boardwalk Empire, man.
Also, he was in The Purge.
Mm.
And Lovecraft Country. He had a decent
I need to watch that one.
He had a decent career as a character actor.
Yeah, he was one of the best, man.
So
and he was a good guy, too. Like, I actually knew a couple people that met him and stuff, and man,
he was also in weirdly before he died, he was in BET's tribute to DMX.
Oh,
at their award show.
I heard about that. Okay,
playing older DMX doing the songs, and he was a dancer for rap artists earlier on.
Yep. I think he was a background dancer for In Living Color for a while.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. That was one of the facts that shot up. I was like, what?
Just an interesting dude. Kevin Smith did an in-depth interview on him on one of his Smod shows earlier on.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out.
I'm not sure. Clerks 3? Like
Marcy, hell yeah. I love the Crazies.
I saw Kevin Smith that they're working on Clerks 3 right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I'm hoping, because Clerks 2, I had the same opinion. I was like, I don't know if we need a Clerks 2.
I think, I don't know. But, yeah, the Crazies, I freaking love that. I don't know why.
The Crazies of the movie, like, by the time you figure out what's going on and catch up, I think your appreciation goes up a little bit.
Yeah. And I will say this was, I can't read the fine print, so I'm going to have to Google it. But I believe this came out 2010. Okay. And I don't think I saw it until, I want to say somewhere around 2014, 2015 or so. And it was like towards the end of my zombie
2010.
Yeah, 2010, and then I saw it like 2014, 2015.
And also, like, just for anybody who likes to fuck with Zack Snyder, his Dawn of the Dead was really fucking good.
I haven't seen that, man, and I haven't seen Shaun of the Dead. There's so much good, like, horror comedy slash.
But it was him and James Gunn who worked on Dawn of the Dead. So it's a really good combination of, like, serious and farcical. And for anybody, James Gunn did the first Scooby-Doo movie.
Oh, dude, I love Marcy's comments, man. That's like almost a dead on, like, the happening was just, it was not happening.
The Happening is entertaining to me because Mark Wahlberg has some of
He's-
the worst fucking reactions.
Some of the best memes have came out of that movie, but like
The lady going, "Are you gonna kill us?" No, no.
I like the one where he's like standing in a field and he's all like confused kind of, and it's just like that gif. It just keeps doing that over and over.
And
again.
if you ever watch it,
Or
Fear
GIF,
with Mark
I guess.
Wahlberg, Fear with him and oh god, the girl from Legally Blonde.
I think you were talking about this last time. I still haven't seen that. I need to watch it.
It's such a fucking ridiculous movie. And like literally he has in his room his own mugshot.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And like he's talking shit to the girl's dad, and as he's driving away, he's going, "Oh God!"
So is it like a mockery take of Robert De Niro's Cape Fear or what?
It's somewhere between that and Endless Love, where he's like, "Listen, you gotta let nature take over. Let me in your fucking house!" Like screaming at it, and he starts talking shit to the dad. He's like, "Yeah, you know, if you're taking things at home, maybe your wife wouldn't be looking at my stick."
Jesus.
Like it's so fucking crazy. And like one of the review shows, we watched a movie. We're doing it like, hey, lest we forget this. Mark Wahlberg went to jail for stomping a Puerto Rican. Just so you know where he was at this time in his career.
What?
Oh yeah,
That's real?
yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Was that back in his drug dealing days?
Probably. It was somewhere between being a New Kids on the Block and being Marky Mark.
Oh, so yep.
But
Sounds
then he
about
did
right.
The Basketball Diaries, which was a very good movie. Did you just kill the bottle?
No way, dude. Just showing it
Marcy, what are you what the fucking like?
to the stomping the Puerto Rican,
Oh
probably.
yeah, like 100%. That is
Unreal,
on his
man.
Rap sheet.
That's fucked.
I don't know the particulars, but I don't know if I need to know. The
I'm guessing somewhere along the
Money.
line drugs were involved,
Probably.
but it's just a guess.
Yeah. So ask your mother about my money.
Ask your mother.
Yeah, like Mark Wahlberg was a lunatic. The fact that he's a star now is
It's crazy, man.
bananas. And I guess that has to do something with Paul Thomas Anderson having him in Boogie Nights,
A little bit.
which we'll get to Paul Thomas Anderson at a certain point.
You're a star. You're a star.
What was that movie, Rockstar? That was another Mark Wahlberg movie.
Oh man, I haven't seen that one either. God dang it! There's so many freaking movies I haven't seen. I need to watch.
Yeah, so what I need you to do is give me head and get me prepared for this show, okay? Oh, thanks. Say hello to your mother. I blame that on for Saturday Night Live because they kept doing that. Say hello to your mother.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like they even did it when he was on. So we're all here for horror movies.
Yeah. What are we doing? We're off on a tangent. Imagine that.
Daily, I've been doing my horror comic recs.
I've seen
On
those.
Instagram.
Nice, man.
I gotta ask you one thing. I haven't read it yet. Deathstroke Incorporated. How was it?
I haven't read it yet either. So I set it out to read it after. I think there was some comic stream I kind of stopped by for like a few minutes, and I passed out. So like asleep, and then woke up, went to work or whatever. But it's open on my boxes over there, still waiting, ready to read. So I got to do it. I ordered all the variants, of course. But yeah, I definitely.
Just so everybody knows, Ben Affleck showed up in the new Flash movie. He filmed his parts and had fun. So I'm not ruling out that we get that Deathstroke Ben Affleck Batman.
And it was Zack Snyder, and I think now since James Gunn has done DC, I think he came out and said something too. But like, yeah, dude, he's getting encouragement to, like, if he's gonna do one last Batman film, to go ahead and make his Batman Deathstroke movie. So I hope we get to see that.
Please get the guy from Raid Redemption, sign him,
Ooh.
have him do that Deathstroke Arkham movie with Batman.
Yeah, and like Ben doesn't have to direct it.
No,
Dude, just write it and star in it. Don't put all that pressure on yourself. Find a good director that can do it, like the director from Raid and Raid, which I still need to watch those, by the way. But I own them now, so
the way the action is done in that movie would be so well. And Ben probably wouldn't have to be in half the movie because of the action scenes.
Yeah. So, and I will say, to this day, that scene of him
the warehouse scene
in the warehouse as Batman is like as much straight out of pulled from a freaking comic book as you can get, like the action in that. So that was just fucking amazing.
And I will once again say, if you haven't seen the Raid Redemption or the Raid 2, go check it out. Two of the best action movies I have ever watched, especially for an American or maybe British guy doing Asian cinema.
And I think Best Buy still has that on sale, the Raid and Raid Redemption and Raid 2 on sale. So
Best Buy and I are still fighting because the closest one is 30 minutes away from me, and they don't do mail to my house anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Best Buy is getting a little weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with their strategy right now, but they're definitely working on something.
Although I almost pulled the trigger on the American Psycho Steelbook.
Oh,
$19.
Has that been released yet?
No, it's pre-order still.
Pre-order still? Okay. Because I imagine once it's released, I won't be able to find a copy.
Yeah,
it's still pre-order.
The Thing 4K Steelbook disappeared quick.
Well, freaking Black Widow Steelbook sold out, which I did not expect, and I tried to pre-order it. It was gone, and then there was none at my store, and the closest was like 300 miles away. I'm like, God dang it. So then one night I was checking again, and that store, I guess, could ship it through the Best Buy app or whatever. So I was like, ooh, bought it. But I got lucky because, I don't know why they're so hard to find.
The Thing 4K Best Buy exclusive Steelbook is now going for $60 on eBay.
Jeez.
And I tried, but it's my favorite movie, but I can't pull the trigger for another edition that I'm never going to open.
Yeah. Wait, for which one?
The Thing Steelbook.
The Thing. Okay. Yeah.
But the regular 4K you can pick up anywhere for $20.
See, I'm only Steelbook only on Nolan and Marvel movies, so I'm safe as far as everything else. I'll only pick up the regular 4K.
I've got the Dunkirk Steelbook.
Oh my god, dude, that opening sequence, jeez, unreal.
I would put it up there with Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, it's very reminiscent of that. Yeah,
and I know we talk about Nolan a lot, but I'd say Nolan is basically the Spielberg of our generation.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Where Denis Villeneuve, I would say, is probably the Ridley Scott. Where he's doing these outsider movies that he loves. Maybe it's because
although I think Denis doing a little bit better job than Ridley, just my opinion.
Denis also threw his hat out there saying he'd love to do the next Bond.
My! That would be the best cinematically shot Bond ever, probably.
I was like, I want Dune Part 2. I want you to finish this fucking movie.
You could make more than 2 parts though with Dune, right? Because there's like a ton of books, right?
Two parts, at least for the first book.
Okay. I
want the first book done, but like finish that shit first. And I know it depends on interaction on HBO Max and all that other shit.
Yeah.
I think it's going to have a good opening weekend, though.
So maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought I read that he wrote or planned for
he's already got
trilogy.
them writing. He's got them already writing Part 2.
But didn't he prep for a trilogy or no?
It better not be a fucking trilogy because that's way too fucking long.
Okay. But either way, at least 2 movies, so that's good news in my opinion.
So the announcement, the people who saw it already, one guy, Varangian Vigilante, He lives in Austria. He saw it already 3 weeks ago. He said it was everything he wanted and more.
Awesome.
And I trust what he says. He didn't give me any spoilers. I left it at that. So that makes me feel good. There are some critics who were like, it's too long, it's boring. I expected that.
So I don't want to misquote here, but I did read Perry's review, and it made me feel good about seeing it. So
yeah, hers.
I think it was something about the technical brilliance and how much she wanted more, and yada yada yada.
And I feel like no matter what with this movie, you're gonna be a little bored.
I feel like that's a common theme of non-Deni fans. Yes. They say that his movies are boring, and I don't feel that at all in any of his movies.
Well, I got that with people with Tenet.
It got that with Arrival. It got that with Blade Runner 2049.
2049.
So, and I was just like not feeling any of that. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are watching.
Scott with 2049 also didn't help, besides saying it was too long.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's a movie that I've been wanting to rewatch for like 3 months now, and I haven't been able to. But I think tonight maybe I might be able to throw that in. So
I need you to vamp real quick. I got to run real fast.
I can do that.
All right.
Well, is there anybody in the chat at all?
There's still 3 people here.
3 people. So they're probably HK Wifey, poor Mike,
Marcy's here,
and Marcy. Those are probably the 3
be right back.
That are still here. So yeah. So anyway, guys, if anybody still here, The Crazies, excellent remake / zombie film, but it's not your typical zombie movie. So that's why I like it. And Timothy Olyphant, amazing performance as, he's used to playing these like law enforcement types, so not really out of character, so to speak, but still kind of a different character. I loved it. It was great. Yeah. So, Marcy, any questions? Anybody still here? Am I talking to myself? I'm going to have a quiet drink real quick. Oh, this Macallan. So good. And I bought just enough time.
Okay. So, on the horror tip, there was...
Hey, Bobby's here. What's up, Bobby?
On the horror tip, there was news that came out this week that I find kind of interesting. The new Hellraiser movie, Pinhead's going to be female.
I was going to ask you about that, and I forgot, so thank you for bringing that up.
What's up, Bobby? So in the books, and in the comics in particular, Kirsty from the original first 2 Hellraisers, she became Pinhead. So if they're having that character become Pinhead, I'm cool with it. If they're just doing a weird gender bent at the beginning,
not cool with
you're going to have to sell it to me.
Yeah.
But they, in the original books, kind of sold Pinhead as being androgynous.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. So I was like, I don't know. The news wasn't really like mind blowing to me, but
no, I'm good with it. My friend didn't take it very well.
Uh-oh.
I was surprised she was kind of upset. Oh,
was it Jen?
No. Jen would like it to be not female or male. They just be gender fluid.
I was gonna say I'd be totally shocked if Jen was mad about or not okay with that.
No, Jen will find other ways to pick at it, but it won't be that.
Dude, I love her commentary on stuff though, man. It's so good.
She is literally one of my favorite people and kept me sane over the past year and a half. So you won't hear me say anything bad about her, except for like sometimes I just do it's just Jen being Jen.
What? I've never heard or seen that before ever.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. And Clive Barker famously wrote Scarlet Gospel bitching about Pinhead. He didn't like that it was called Pinhead. He did not like that it was called Pinhead, even though he kind of had production work with the original. Clive Barker's an interesting character.
He is very unique.
But I am a fan of his writing and how irreverent he is. Totally off topic though. So do you have a list of 3 directors when they put something out, whether you know from the trailer or not, you will go see what they put out just because of the name.
Yep.
Let's go.
I mean, we all know one of them, Nolan. Obviously. The other two, give me a minute. It's gonna take. I was gonna say Spielberg, but after AI, I kind of stopped going to see everything that he put out that got my interest. So so Nolan. Oh my God, why am I having a hard time thinking of other directors? Nolan. God. Seriously?
Does Alex Garland hit that list for you?
Oh, Garland's one of them.
Really, I'm not sure if I'm there with him, but I'm kind of on the cusp where like he does some really interesting shit, and then finding out that he Phantom directed Dread.
Because if I'm not mistaken, he did Ex Machina.
Yes,
which is one of my all-time favorite sci-fi films, and the best A24 film to date still. So that was one of their first. But I mean, I guess it's not horror. So, and I will say A24 puts out great movies that aren't horror, but I am a huge opponent of their horror selection. So okay.
I'd say it's art house more than anything, and you have to know that going in.
Yeah. So let's see. Garland, Nolan. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's so hard to think of a third one right now. Jesus. Usually I can rattle off directors like nothing.
I probably have a list of 5, but like top 3 is kind of a little hard for me.
God dang it. You go with your 3 or 5 and then give me a minute. I'll give you my third.
So much like you, Nolan. Lately, Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, fuck. God, that's the third one.
Because
Jesus.
I just like that he has a passion for the work.
Yes.
There's something there that, like, when he gets a passion for it, I want to see what comes out.
It's beyond just selling a product.
Of course, Tarantino, I will always check out what he puts out. I may not like it. I might like it.
Yeah.
It might catch up to me later on. Like
That's
From
fair.
Dusk Till Dawn, it's a movie I thought I was going to hate. I watched it. George Clooney's fucking brilliant as a character
He is
actor.
so good in that, man.
And
so good.
That's an underappreciated movie. I really think George Clooney gets lost.
I mean, Selma Hayek. Oh.
Well, even
Jeez.
Tarantino in that movie playing the fucking creepy ass brother.
And wasn't Danny Trejo in that one too?
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. It's just
bow down to Lady Satanica.
Tarantino, he played one of the creepiest characters I've ever seen 100%. In a film.
I will always check out what he puts out. John Carpenter hasn't really directed anything in a while, but I always feel I need to check out what he puts out. Ridley Scott.
Yeah, what was it? Oh, man. So Ridley, early 2000s and before, Ridley used to be like that for me. And then there was something he put out that I was excited to see. I went and saw it, and I was like,
The Counselor?
Ugh. No.
You know
Robert
what?
Rodriguez.
Okay. I will say Robert Rodriguez. I want to see the sequel to Alita Battle Angel.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked about that. Hell yeah.
James Cameron. I will always see what he puts out.
Nah.
just to see the technology.
So, Robert Rodriguez, didn't he direct From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
It was him and Tarantino, but it was more Tarantino script and Robert Rodriguez directed. Right.
And I hate to say this, but I think that might be why I liked it a little bit more directed by Robert than.
But I liked Death Proof and The Grindhouse by Tarantino. But Kurt Russell playing Stuntman Mike was just fascinating. Especially when he's crying at the end. Oh, why?
I don't remember if I went and saw it in the theater or not.
I saw it in the theater like all 4 hours.
Because if I did, that was at a brief moment in time where I went to a few movies like absolutely just shit hammered.
I was hammered and I enjoyed
So I
it.
don't.
Inglorious Bastards was another movie where
That
I
was
thought
pretty
I was
good.
gonna hate, and then that opening scene with Christoph Waltz happened. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Where did this dude
Same.
come from?
Same. So speaking of Ridley Scott, thoughts on Gladiator 2?
No.
I know, dude. I'm right there with you. I'm like, nope, doesn't need a sequel or a prequel. It doesn't
Weirdly,
need
one
anything.
of his movies that I think gets underrated and overrated at the same time was the one with Orlando Bloom during the Crusades.
That's the one where I was like, I am not rushing out to see
the
Ridley
uncut
anymore.
version of it is very good.
I believe that. The theatrical version I saw, because it's a subject
to it.
It's a subject that, like, I'm obviously a student of history and I love that shit. I will eat it up, but like, I was so underwhelmed when I saw that. I don't know why.
Also, the soundtrack to it was.
Oh, that was Hans, I think, wasn't it?
It was Hans with another creator.
Oh, he was doing collaborations. That's right.
Yeah, it was the guy who did the Man on Fire soundtrack.
Oh yeah, but that's a great one too.
Harry Gregson Williams.
Yep, that's actually that's one of his first protoges, I think.
I can't believe I fucking know that name off the top
of my
head.
That's awesome. Yes. Another soundtrack that he did that is great is oh fuck. So it's Robert Redford and Brad Pitt Spy Game.
Oh,
the movie is actually, I think, underappreciated and underwatched, but the soundtrack is amazing. And I think that was Harry Gregson Williams. So
Harry Gregson Williams has done some interesting things.
Yeah. He's one of Hans's proteges. So
Spy Game, Phone Booth, Man on Fire, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Deja Vu, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, The Martian, Chicken Run, Shrek, Sinbad, Flushed Away, Catch 22.
The Martian wasn't bad. Sorry.
No, The Martian, that is a movie that kind of went to extremes, though, to kind of explain itself away.
Yeah.
Science the shit out of that.
Yeah, that was one that it didn't too much, but walked the line of doing too much of what I call explain-o-vision, and I hate that shit. I don't like to be explained to like I'm a fucking 2-year-old. I like to think.
The Martian was fucking entertaining for what it was.
It's one of I think my dad really loved it too, but he said that he still says that, which I love you, Dad. You're the best, because it just warms my heart to know that I could get one, because he's very picky about movies and shit, so he rarely watches anything. But he has seen The Martian and Interstellar, and he still concedes Interstellar's the better film. So
Interstellar's way better shot.
It's better everything. Score, acting, even though I know you hate Matthew McConaughey. But yeah, it's very technical for sure, The Martian. But like, I think, Interstellar direction-wise, obviously Nolan just notched it up a little bit more than Ridley Scott with The Martian.
So we watched a movie, their YouTube channel, and they had an interesting like versus Bloodsport versus Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. I was like,
interesting.
Man, that is a fucked up versus, because like they're both kind of feel good movies. I mean, one's better directed than the other one. I kind of edged on Bloodsport just because.
Really?
Jean-Claude Van Damme's so bad in it, I couldn't stop myself from loving it.
Dude, what was that horrible movie that I used to love when I was like a freaking preteen or tween or whatever? Jean-Claude. Oh, Death Warrant. Like, it's awful looking back at it now, but like I was so infatuated with that movie. Like,
there's the one with Dennis Rodman. I double take or whatever.
Oh,
not Hard Target, but it was something like that. Double Team.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Oh my
And then
god!
there was the
Yeah.
Street Fighter movie where he's playing Guile, which is even worse. It has one of the worst speeches I've ever heard. And Raul Julia is dying from cancer during it.
I bet you know what, Marcy. I bet the book of The Martian is probably better than the movie. That's just my guess.
100%. Like that was a bestseller.
The movie wasn't bad. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying I bet because for me, like, so I'm gonna go off a little bit, but like Michael Crichton, I read a lot growing up, and like his books were so ungodly technical, and like for imagine like a tween / teenager reading his stuff, like I had to thesaurus and dictionary about every other third word to figure out what the hell he said. But like, dude, I love those books and I ate them up. And like Jurassic Park, I read that like 5 times. And like
Eaters of the Dead, aka the 13th Warrior, one of my favorite movies / books. Like the movie is so Conan like, even though it's the story of Beowulf. I fucking love it. Antonio Banderas is so bad good in it.
Speaking of bad movie renditions, whew. At least I've heard. I haven't watched it. The Beowulf, what was it called? Something I can't remember, but oh my god,
the animated one.
I don't know, but it got like panned super hard.
Oof.
But
13th Warrior, if you could find it, they never put it on Blu-ray. It's only on DVD.
DVD.
Entertaining. Like, it's bad good.
I'll check it out. No, I haven't seen it. I was thinking of the 13th Ghost.
Well, actually, Marcy just
was
watched
it
that today
13
with her
Ghost or
son.
13th Ghost? I can't remember.
13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
Marcy just watched that with her son today.
That was an interesting. I enjoyed it when it came out, but I wouldn't say it's like a amazing movie or nothing.
Matthew Lillard weirdly had one of those long careers between playing Shaggy, doing that, and then Scream.
Yeah.
It still has some of the best moments from Scream. With, did you really call my parents? Yeah, motherfucker. You're so mad at me.
That's so classic, man. So classic.
My kid
Too many.
Wow.
Oh, shit. Speaking of DVD only releases, have you watched Dinner Rush yet? Have you been able to find that anywhere?
I did get it finally. I haven't watched it, but I got it.
I think. Wait, did I send you a YouTube link? Because I think it's actually on.
No,
YouTube.
I ordered it from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I paid a little more than I want to, but I ordered it.
I was gonna say it ain't cheap, that's for sure, but it's worth it in my opinion.
Did you ever watch that Christopher Walken movie, the Kings of Suicide Kings?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
it was okay. I feel like that's what the Dinner Rush is going to be.
I think you're off the track there, but you know what? That's good because your expectations are not as high as what I thought.
Beowulf the Animated. I remember that was
IMAX 3D. Oh my god!
Like I just remember it came out after Avatar.
There's 2 movies I've seen in 3D. One of them was fucking amazing, and it was recent. And it was animated. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was 3D, but it was like made for 3D. It was fucking
Alita
awesome.
Battle Angel, I think, was the last 3D movie I saw.
Yeah, I saw that in just standard, so it wasn't that one. But
that one, I think, the Grinch was another one I saw in 3D. The snow and everything was actually kind of awesome in 3D.
The Grinch, the Jim Carrey one.
Yep.
I didn't think he was that bad as the Grinch.
No, it wasn't terrible. It was just
he kind of gets a bad rap for that.
But nobody was asking for it.
Yeah, true. But Avatar 2, I could care less.
No, and again, it's been so long. I don't know if anybody fucking cares.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's some diehard Camerons that really do. But
again, I'll watch it just because it's Jim Cameron. I'm always.
That's what it was. It was Doctor Strange. Hell yes.
Doctor Strange on an edible, no less.
Not on edible, but like somebody was recommended that you actually see it that way. Oh it might have been Schnepp actually, but yeah, I saw it. And I actually saw the 3D version by accident, but I was like, wow, this is the first movie I thought was totally worth the 3D. Man, it was
I
fucking
remember
amazing.
when we were watching the movie, my friend Nicole, and her boyfriend were with me, and there was these two fucknuts in front of us who wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the Michelin Man and what inspired it. I was so interested in what the fuck these two assholes were talking about. Just wondering if they were ever going to end this conversation.
Oh shit. See,
I did love the movie.
Dude, I can't anymore. I gotta say something. If I say something and they ignore me, I'm gonna go straight to the fucking theater manager and be like, look, I want my refund, or you gotta kick these fucking yahoos out of here, because I ain't putting up with that shit.
Well, this
anymore.
was all pre-movie starting.
Oh, well, that's different. Yeah, pre-movie.
Yeah,
that's
it was
okay.
just the stupidest conversation, and I was so engrossed in it. And my friend Nicole's like, well, I want to hear where this goes.
Well, I'm sure the fucking Stay Puft Man inspired the Michelin Man, didn't it? Or no?
Stay Puft was inspired by Michelin Man. Also,
Oh, okay.
Is that new Ghostbusters coming out? Like,
Dude, I'm so stoked for that. I saw a reviewer who I'm not really a fan of, so I'm not gonna say their name, but like,
was it Collider Frosty?
no, most of the Collider people, even if I don't agree with them, I still respect them and a fan of them.
Macuga is the one I couldn't stand.
Macuga.
Yo, Perry.
What's up, Perry? I don't really consider him a movie critic. He's kind of all over the place, but he's more of a TV guy. Most of his TV stuff was kind of spot on, but no, this was a female. She's kind of gotten a lot of heat for some of her controversial.
Grace Randolph.
Yep. Absolutely 100%.
Like,
yep. But I think she does that for views and clicks, and I mean that's my speculation. I'm not saying that's true, but she actually her tweet was pretty positive and like awesome about. So I'm like, I think this might be fucking grand. But you know what? When I saw that teaser, I just got chills, and the music, and then the siren on the car. I was just like, God damn it, man! They're taking it back to like what it should be. You know, I was so excited for that. So
the little Stay Puffs. I was like, all right, I'm in.
And then Finn Wolfhard from Stranger Things, which, by the way, I can't wait till Stranger Things. I think that's next month. And then also Dexter.
New Lock and Key. I'm kind of excited about Dexter. I was so unhappy about the last season.
Dude, they're going to redeem it. You know they're going to redeem it.
I hope to God they do, because fuck, that was terrible.
What's the name of his son? Harrison?
Yeah.
Harrison comes back, dude, and finds him.
Sandman, the Netflix series, comes out. I am incredibly excited about that. The trailer was shot for shot what the original graphic novel was. Jen and I kind of got jacked about that.
So if that's the case, I'm jacked about it. Who's directing or whatever?
That I don't know, but the actor kind of looks like Neil Gaiman.
So, and I believe he wrote what was that show with David Tennant and the guy that was in freaking Underworld? What?
Good Omens.
Good Omens. Didn't he write that?
Yes.
Yeah, I was not impressed with the way that show turned out. Even though those two were great, like I couldn't get in with just how it was executed. So knowing that they're doing like shot for shot, like you're saying, for that makes me more pumped for Sandman.
Well,
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
Weirdly, another horror movie I think I kind of want to get in on to talk about is 30 Days a Night.
Yes, dude. So that was my second pick. If I wasn't gonna pick Crazies, I had both those in my hand, and I'm like, I don't know, 30 Days a Night.
30 Days a Night is such a tentpole horror movie for vampires.
Hell yeah, man.
That and Lost Boys, probably the two best of the last 20 years.
Well, and
maybe 30.
at least this was like 10 years ago since I've seen it, but I bought it recently on Blu-ray, which I think I messaged you.
They just re-released it.
Yeah, and so I'm like stoked about watching that one, and like what I remember was just how different it kind of took the genre. I'll be honest, when I saw it, I was kind of tired of vampires for a little bit. Because I believe it was after Blade 2.
Yeah, it was Blade 2, and there was a couple of other horror
movies.
I
saw some horrible, God, I can't even think of the name
Underworld
of it.
came out in between
Dracula something, and it was just god-awful.
Dracula, the Origin, the one with the dude from...
that might have been it, yeah.
Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit series.
And it was just like, God, this is so fucking tired. And then I saw this, and I was like pleasantly surprised. It was good. Plus, it
didn't suck.
Yeah, and it's got Manu Bennett, who played Deathstroke on the CW series in it. So
yes.
2 wins on that. So I'll be watching that this week, by the way, after I watch 7 again. So.
Yeah, so 7's going to be this coming week's pick, and I'm probably going to do a stream for Halloween Kills this weekend. Or
spoilers or no spoilers?
I think I'm going to go on no spoilers just because it's too close to when it releases.
Yeah. I will probably watch. I will partake in that.
I feel it's fair to not do spoilers the first week that it releases because it's too soon, even though with it being on Peacock for $10.
I'm with you. About a week is about right.
So the Doonover crew, it will be getting together probably with others. I know you want to be involved when we do the Denis Villeneuve Dune.
I'm gonna try my darndest to see it so that I can, but
I'm going opening night on IMAX, but if you have HBO Max, it will be the 22nd.
Oh, that's right. HBO Max. Shit.
So
okay,
the $7 will be worth it.
I would rather see that. That's a movie I feel like I'd rather see in IMAX, but if I have to, I will watch it at home.
Yeah, because I think we're going to do that on the Saturday night.
So
it gives a little free time.
Which was I saw recently on there that was... Oh, so Many Saints in Newark and
Malignant
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Malignant had come out right before that. I didn't watch that.
You haven't watched Malignant? Because that's on my list, too. I want to watch that one.
I weirdly wasn't that interested. I like James Wan, but it just didn't really... I wasn't in the mood for it.
That's where I've been the last couple times where it's like pops up to like recommend it. And I'm like, I'm not really.
I started watching Squid Games.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's fucking going bananas over that shit. Like, what's going on?
So my opinion is, if you think that's cool, watch Battle Royale. Battle Royale is a superior movie. So
what if you don't know anything about either of them? What
I would still say watch Battle Royale.
Give me a synopsis. Like, I don't even know what it's about because I don't read stuff.
Okay, Battle Royale, it's school being split into teams to kill each other.
So what's Squid Games? Like similar?
Squid Games is lose games, die.
Okay.
A little Hunger Games, but a little bit more violent.
Okay. Or kind of like a mixture of Hunger Games and Saw.
Somewhere in between that.
Gotcha.
It could be parsed either way. But still interesting. I weirdly watched Joe Bob Briggs' Halloween Hoedown last night.
Dude, Joe Bob Briggs, man, I grew up with him on, was it USA Network?
TNT.
Or TNT, that's right. Yep. Oh my God, dude. And a couple of months ago, I was messaging JoJo because I started watching his, he has, I don't know what channel, I think it might just be like streaming only or something, but I don't know, he has a show kind of like what he used to do.
It's on Shudder.
Yeah, Shudder, that's right. And it's like totally, I mean, it's unedited. He can do whatever he wants.
They had Jason Blum on last night while they were watching Terror Train.
Awesome. But I don't know what it is about Joe Bob Briggs, but it's just, he's entertaining to watch, even if you have never seen the movie or watched the movie. But
there's an old Halloween one he did where, not Halloween, it was Friday the 13th, where like everything was going wrong. And he's like, well, the kill count just ended. I don't know what to do now. Someone recorded the whole damn marathon and put it on YouTube.
Yeah. So what was his show called on TNT?
At the drive-in or something like that, or drive-in theater.
Yeah, I don't know, but I remember when I was a kid catching that, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!"
Yeah, it was always a TBS or TNT. They always had it on every Friday or Saturday night, kind of like Up All Night on USA, where Gilbert Gottfried and Rhonda Shear were on there. God damn, I can't believe I remember that.
Oh, fucking Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, AMC Fear Fest has been playing the same old kind of stuff every week. Basically, you're going to see Halloween. They just started playing the Scream movies, which I don't know if that has to do with the 25th anniversary. I still think Scream 3 is the worst fucking movie I've ever watched.
And I still will defend Scream 3 to this day.
Really?
Yep.
I will defend Scream 4 because Emma Roberts I thought was fucking incredible when she goes nuts.
I got to revisit 4, but yeah, like everybody was bashing on 3. Man, I love all of them, but I'm biased. I'm a Wes Craven bias, so...
I like Wes Craven. There are some movies like Last House on the Left I'm not a fan of.
That's one of like 2 or 3 that I have not seen of his repertoire. So speaking of the 3 directors, who are your 3 favorite horror directors?
God, this is gonna be like a weird slam dunk.
Well, I can already know like 2 of them probably, but
John Carpenter is my number 1. Just the range of what he can hit, I really enjoy. I like Wes Craven a lot. I feel like he's got an interesting range. I really think an underrated movie by him is Red Eye, with Cillian Murphy and Rachel McAdams.
Wait, who did that?
Wes Craven.
Red Eye?
Yeah, that was him.
That was a movie that I believe I rented, and I had to take back to the VHS or the movie store because I had it for too many days and I hadn't watched it yet. I believe. And Hollywood Video, I think, was. Yeah.
My third one is probably more fluid, but I respect the shit out of Sam Raimi.
Yeah, that's fair. I still haven't seen the Evil Dead stuff yet. I need to watch that too.
It's one of those things that third place could go real fluid. Like Tobe Hooper's done a great amount of stuff. Joe Dante, if you consider Gremlins part of horror.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, he did The Howling. Like, he's done a good amount of everything. It could vary. It could vary real wildly who the number 3 would be. Like, there's parts of Ari Aster's stuff that comes out for A24 that I like and I fucking despise.
I was going to say, I've become a huge opponent of him lately. I just, God, I don't know if it's because I think that he thinks that he's like being smarter than the audience. And so it feels like he's kind of like putting on a show, like narcissistically speaking. And I don't know, it just bugs the shit out of me. And so then he totally like flips the head on the third act, and it's like, yeah, that's stupid.
I mean, if I could give an award for one movie and make that my third place, The Descent.
Ooh,
is so fucking good,
fucking phenomenal,
and just the tension it builds up. It's a masterclass.
Oh, like
if I can make that my third place just because of one movie, I probably would. There's another director who did Dog Soldiers, which is a werewolf British.
You spoke about that before. I still need to watch that.
Like, there's certain movies where I think like the first movie these directors made were fucking incredible. I mean, you could say the same thing about M. Night with Sixth Sense.
Oh, Sixth Sense, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then nothing they ever did after that ever really hit that same point.
Right. Yeah, I have a love-hate with M. Night. But so I'm guessing John Carpenter is probably one of those guys where it's like, no matter what mood you're in, or no matter what,
I will check it out.
You can throw it on or check it out or whatever.
I'm always amused by the fact that he never wanted to make horror movies.
That's so weird, isn't it?
He wanted to make westerns.
Yeah, that's so funny. Although, like, some of his horror does have like a western vibe to it a little bit.
Super Beasto, yes, that was actually the most interesting Rob Zombie thing he put out because
Super
it was so
Beasto
farcical.
cartoon.
Neil Marshall did The Descent. He also did a large amount of the larger episodes of Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, I will say, sans the last season of Game of Thrones, God, that series was one of the best produced, directed, scored, TV series of all time.
And they went with a lot of horror guys.
They had a bunch of great book material to build off of, so once they ran out of that, kind of went to shit. But
yeah, they went with a lot of horror guys on that, which was also
that's awesome.
Oh, Neil Marshall did Dog Soldiers. Also, whoops.
Hey, is that on any streaming services? Dog Soldiers? It might be on Shudder.
It probably is.
It's got to be on
Tubi
Shudder
or something else. I haven't seen it on Shudder, but every now and again it makes the rounds around. Tubi,
it's horror, right?
Hulu, yes.
It's got to be on Shudder, man. Shudder has like every little, like, they have like freaking C movies on there. So it's
Neil Marshall was doing Westworld for HBO.
Oh shit, yeah.
Which
I thought
he worked on Hannibal.
Nice. Yeah, Westworld season 1 I thought was just great, and that's again based off of Michael Crichton. So
I remember the original with Yul Brynner, which was also kind of fascinating.
A book that I don't think has been transcribed to screen great yet, that Crichton did, was Andromeda Strain. That book had me going from the beginning to the end. I think I burned through it in like 3 days.
I remember,
and that's pretty good for like a technical book.
I remember hating Timeline with a passion.
Timeline?
Yeah. It was
the book, or
it became a movie, and I didn't find either of them really great.
By Crichton?
Yes.
Timeline? I don't think I've ever read it.
Congo was kind of interesting.
Congo was
to a degree.
The book was amazing. The movie was endurable.
There was also Jeffrey Deaver wrote the book The Bone Collector.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of like the movie as a suspense thing, but that was post 7.
The movie was okay.
Post 7 though, so everybody was kind of imitating it.
Yeah. Yeah, the movie wasn't, but Denzel was great in that.
Oh yeah, and then
even Angelina Jolie.
Kiss the Girls was I
loved, but I used to have an infatuation with Ashley Judd, so pretty much anything.
Carrie Elwes was great in that, and then oh god, who was Alex Cross and
Bob, are you talking about the actual Strain, or are you talking about or the movie, or what? But no, yeah, that book was just fucking, that was wild, man.
Kiss the Girl.
Yeah, Kiss the Girls. That was I like that movie. There was a sequel to that which wasn't as good. But I think it was actually a prequel in the books.
Yeah, it was Spider. No.
Yeah, something.
Along Came a Spider.
Along Came a Spider. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, because it had Michael Wincott in it, Morgan Freeman, Monica Potter, who was popular for a minute.
Well, I hope your friend feels better there, Bobby. It sucks.
Anton Yelchin.
Oh, Anton Yelchin.
Anyway, I think it's time. We've been gone for over 2 hours.
Nah, man, we go 3. Let's go 3.
I can't do 3.
You got to work tonight?
No, I've had a long day.
You can do 3.
I just want to thank everybody for coming in and stopping by and chatting with us. Yeah, it was a very random episode. We kind of went everywhere, but when you do a fan film, there's not a ton to talk about. But I feel like we broke it down enough. And
definitely watch it on YouTube for sure.
Next week we'll be doing 7 by David Fincher with Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. Yeah.
And don't forget.
Oh God.
Pepper Potts.
Yeah, oh God, why do I always forget her name? The Gwen, not Gwen.
I wanted to say Gwen too. I don't know why.
God, she was married to the dude from Coldplay. What? She's got the goop thing.
Goop. So true.
Fuck.
Google it.
I'm so offended.
I can't remember it right now either. I don't know why. Gwyneth Paltrow. That's why I wanted to say Gwen.
Jesus, and this was like her first role.
Yeah.
Also, do you happen to remember that movie Go that had Timothy Olyphant as the drug
Absolutely,
dealer?
I remember Go. I thought wasn't
a little bit of everybody in that movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was kind of a star-studded cast, even though they were like minor roles. Wasn't Marky Mark in that too?
He might have been. The girl who married Tom Cruise was in it.
I was gonna say Rachel Dawes.
No. Yeah. Yes.
No. God, what was her name? Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh fuck me, running. I'm so bad tonight. The alcohol talk.
It must be. I was gonna say Scotch must be taking effect right now.
Yeah.
Hey Bobby, good hanging, man.
God, Dawson's Creek. What? First thing Katie Holmes. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's a drug deal, it's a little bit of everything going on.
It's pretty fucked up. It was kind of fun though.
It's a fun movie. Go check it out. That's really all I got right now because I'm just all over the place at this point. From Dusk Till Dawn, if you haven't watched it, go please watch George Clooney be an asshole.
Go watch The Crazies.
That too.
And go watch
Dead Zone.
Dead Zone.
Because you too can save a life. So says Christopher Walken.
Have you ever heard the cat story?
What?
It's Christopher Walken cat story. Some guy in SNL, I think, did an imitation of it.
No.
Or it might have been God, what was that blonde haired guy's name? Fuck.
I remember The Simpsons doing though him reading Goodnight Moon.
The cat.
How now? Brown cow.
Mad Monster Party. Mad Monster Party.
So say the cow went over the moon. Good night, moon.
Dude, I gotta tell you, even though it was small, Christopher Walken's role in Man on Fire was just fire.
Oh, him in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Oh, True Romance. Classic.
Your father had that watch up his ass. And
his disgraceful commentary on Sicilians. That will just live in infamy.
10%.
Especially with Sicilian and Italian people.
Yeah. And the Moors came in.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Join us next week for 7. It's Fincher, so there's probably really a lot to talk about art direction and film grain and much, much more.
Oh, yeah.
So take care and see you then. Bye.